On today's episode of Based After Dark, you should be a drug dog, Hamzy. Really, is what you should be, because you're just good at just like...
I would, except my nose is a little clogged right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet it is, buddy. I bet it is.
I got
this
it.
is probably this is the same moment that Sater also realizes that this is paid wall content. He's like,
I could literally see Sebe's face change. Like, oh, we can't talk about this.
bands do that. Like we should like that would be dope.
We should do that.
I mean, if you
You
care
all- you
enough
wanna
to
be
fucking
trapped
fly
at
out
sea?
and buy a cruise
With our
ticket,
biggest
like-
fans? Oh,
Yeah, dude. I totally would.
Yeah. Are we gonna have 10
I would
cronies
totally
stroking
do
our
it,
ego
dude.
the entire trip? Yeah, are you kidding me?
Dude.
Based.
After dark.
Guys, welcome back to Based After Dark, Season 2, Episode 48. In totality, Episode 101, No Dalmatian. We're up to about 244 patrons, I think, right now. We've got a very special episode for you today, guys.
Yeah.
We just got back from good old Based Orlando. And
This is the quarantine episode, baby.
Yeah, this is...
It
Everyone's fucking dead.
Everyone's
Just
fucking
us.
dead. Let's
No,
talk
no, no,
about
no.
that.
Okay, let's not. I don't want to give them dead, bro. Everyone's fucking pussies, bro. They're fucking pussies is what it is, all right, dude?
Yeah.
All of us are tired. All of us just traveled, dude. But only we showed up, okay?
I
So-
put out a
so we've got a-
podcast. I was editing there. I fucking mixed everything there, bro. Yeah, I'm here. And I'm here.
Yeah, these guys, bro.
So we got a lot of fallen warriors. Who do we have today? We've got Mr. Krylax. We've got the editor, Mr. Saint Tits. We've got myself, Hamzy, and also T Papa Slice, who said he could join. We had a lot of casualties. T Papa did say, he said, yo, I can join. I just, one thing, I'm not gonna have my camera. Something
Can
happened.
we get into why? We need to get
Last
into
time I
why.
saw him a couple nights ago in Orlando, camera was fine. Now he's here, camera's not fine. I just, is there something? Like,
yeah. So
why?
what happened is I packed for Orlando. Me and Annie, we get into our our Airbnb room the first night. I'm feeling a little frisky. I'm ready for some butt stuff. I realize I forget my butt plug at home and just decided to use the camera instead. So I'm getting it serviced for the next couple days, and then I'll be ready to go. So yeah, the camera
But-
got completely shoved up my ass, and now it's unusable.
That's...
unusable, man. You're still here, though.
I'm
You're still
surprised
here.
it's not your ass that's not unusable. I mean, shit. After that,
Yeah,
It's
no,
been,
what actually happened is I forgot a cord. No, I didn't forget a cord. Sorry. I brought a cord and the cord snapped on it. Like the cord, like the part that gets plugged into the camera, it had seemed like it was kind of like on its last leg, but this cord had acted like it's on his last leg for like the last year and a half. It was one of those cords where I'm like looking at it like, you're going to break soon, aren't you? And then it did, like, as I'm hooking up the camera with Tits, dude, like the cord just breaks, and I was like, oh sweet.
Well,
so
what had happened actually was the first day we get there, I get everyone that brought their mic arms or mics, all the wires, T Papa's camera, the dummy battery, the cam link that you need to go along with the camera for OBS to work. And I noticed I saw the connector to the camera, and it was, it's supposed to like be like this. It was sticking out like that. And I was like, I don't know if it's like this. I don't know if this happened during travel, but I'm just going to hook everything up and see if everything works. And lo and behold, we get everything working. Now, what the bad thing what had happened was Tasty gets there, and Tasty was supposed to be bringing the second camera because we were shooting for a 2-angle podcast. Because we did it in Gatlinburg. We had it, but it just didn't work. The cameras didn't stay on. We tried it in Las Vegas, but Max didn't bring his fucking cam link, so we couldn't do that. And now when Tasty says he has it, he's like, oh, by the way, I didn't bring my dummy battery. Do we need that? And it's like, yeah, we need the dummy battery, Max. We need the dummy battery, Tasty. So while we were figuring that out, we were moving the setup and putting T-Papa's camera on the tripod, and that's when the connector snapped. And thankfully, Tasty had his cam link, so we just used his. So the podcast was able to go on one camera angle. But hey, maybe
It
next
was
time.
able to go on. You know,
Maybe
you've
next
always
time.
found a way to make it work. I want to definitely come back and touch on this
Mhm.
because, you know, special pod tonight. We've got the editor, the man himself here. You can give us a little bit of back behind the scenes. We definitely did lose a lot of soldiers, but, you know, can't blame him. Honestly, can't blame him. A lot of people are feeling kind of wounded right now coming down. from
Here's
shit.
the
It was
crazy
quite a
part.
bender.
Here's the crazy part. So you two are here, and actually, all three of you are here, and all three of you stayed up and flew out that same morning. The people who aren't here are the babies that I drove to the airport that got a full night's sleep.
Well, maybe that
then
has
flew
something to do with
home.
it, actually. You know, you get home early, you get more time to rest.
I
That's a good
will say,
point.
like, I liked leaving in the night. Like that
It's
was
good
great.
tech, right?
I
It's good.
think
well, you left freakishly early. What time did you
Well, I
leave? What time was your
le-
flight?
my Uber picked me up from the house at 4:55
Okay,
a.m.
see, at that point, dude, we're like still late night booling. You know, like we're literally
There is
like
some
playing
boolers,
games of
yeah.
like we're still playing games of pool. We're still up from the night before, and T Papa's like, "All right, my Uber's about to be here." I was like, "What?" That is like on the cusp of what I consider too early.
You pulled me in San
know?
Diego. Like that's
that was
exactly
that was
how it was for
Krylax
me
in San Diego too. That's where
Yeah.
actually that's where I learned that I didn't want to do that. I remember seeing you leave in San Diego and being like, that I like how he's getting out early, but that's a little bit too early. I actually took from what I learned that day and applied my new tech of like early, but not like still the night before early. You know, like an 8, 9 a.m. flight, dude. That's like enough time to stay up until it's time to go to bed. And instead of going to bed, you get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Bro, but you were just small smiles at like 4 a.m., like sipping on like your 8th Miller Lite or whatever. And I was like, dude, how are you going to last until a 9 a.m. flight? Like, what the fuck is going
I actually did lay in bed and maybe pass out for like an hour and a half, which I was a little worried about because that's always bad news, you know?
That's
Yeah.
bad news.
That's
Bad.
like-
Like, for
like,
me,
that's-
that's
You're
bad
playing with
news.
fire.
That's how
bro.
that's actually how I ended up missing my flight from Vegas EDC. And so I did learn something from missing that flight. What I did was I made sure to not put my phone on do not disturb. Well, most importantly, I made sure I had an alarm set, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to always take precautions.
Yeah.
So before I even got into bed, I ordered my Uber for a set time. This way, you know, somehow you
Get a
forget to set
ride.
an alarm, whatever. Motherfucker's going to call you and say, hey, I'm outside.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, we woke up, we made do. But what I do want to say, you know, can't blame any of the homies for not being here. It was a really heavy week. We did a lot. We
I thought
we
the point
extended
was to blame
ourselves.
them for not being here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know
no,
if
but-
they were-
but what I want to get to, we extended ourselves very heavily. We did a lot of activity. One of those was we even
we did.
recorded another podcast that night.
Yeah, we did.
And so I don't know if we've mentioned this yet. I don't think we have.
No,
No.
we've not.
We always record the YouTube pods, which you're listening to right now,
Mhm.
and then we finish, and then we go on to the Patreon pod. What happened was at the Airbnb in Orlando, we did our normal podcast. We recorded, you know, we just planned on doing one good old podcast, you know. So we did a pod, did a Patreon pod, and after we were just blown away, like my stomach still hurt from laughing the next day. Like I couldn't even. We all were just sitting there looking around at each other like, wow, that was a fucking banger. The YouTube pod banged.
Yep.
Patreon pod banged even harder.
Even harder.
And we're feeling a lot of love for our patrons, all right? We're feeling a lot of love for our patrons. And the Patreon pod from last week, which I'm assuming if you're listening to this, there's either one of two. You've either already listened or you're gonna go subscribe right now and listen, because that's like we That
let
was
me
amazing.
interject here
It was
real
killer.
quick. Side note: I've been doing the Patreon podcast. We've done 48 so far. I was there when the conversation started to, maybe making a Patreon podcast and what would it be like and how would we run it. And so, like, I've seen all of them. I've been a part of all of them. This is the best one. This is
Oh,
the best
amazing.
one. If you listen,
Amazing.
I know we've had a lot of
Yeah,
people
this is the
subscribe to the
better
Patreon and they've left. But like, make a new Google account, put a new card on it, and do the free week and cancel it and go watch it. Like, it's such a nefarious, scandalous episode. The shit y'all do, you guys are gremlins. I am so proud of myself to be associated with y'all because you guys are go getters, you're accomplishers, and you did not defy my odds when you got the third bag. That's the little secret that
That's
no
an
one
Easter
knows
egg
about.
right there.
Yeah,
Is that an Easter egg?
That's the Easter egg for the next Patreon cast that'll be coming out after you're listening to this one. Is that I thought we were done. I thought we were out. We said we were out. There was going to be no more, and they had one more Michelin star dinner, and it was Tasty's birthday. And as they're walking out the door, I just knew in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're going to come back with another bag. There's no way they don't. And you get to hear about it. You get to hear about how Hamzy is a fucking hound for it. You should be a drug dog, Hamzy. Really, is what you should be, because you're just good at just like.
I would, except my nose is a little clogged right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet it is, buddy. I bet it is.
But I think some of the Patreons probably saw, like, I tweeted out the next day when Mr. Saint Tits was editing it, and was like, this is behind the scenes him editing this Patreon cast. Like, y'all have no idea.
Oh, dude,
how
everyone loved
good
it.
This cast is about to be, bro.
It was so cool because while the setup that we had a huge open back for the podcast. So while the podcast was going on up front, we just had an audience the entire time of various people coming in and out and watching the podcast. And I would give them the headphones so they could listen from the actual mixer where the mics were plugged in. And people would sit there for 10, 15 minutes and just do this. And they're like, wow, and it's really simple. All it is just a mixer with 4 mics plugged into it. Like, it could just be that. You don't even have to plug it into a computer, and you can listen from it, and it just sounds so clear and crisp, and people can see it live in front of them, and like they just love the magic. Like Bodie would sit there and listen for 30 minutes, and he'd be laughing his ass off. Like, if Bodie likes
that was a really cool aspect actually behind it, because if you're watching the pod, you see the camera facing at the couch, right? And it's all of us, we're cracking jokes, we're laughing at each other, we're looking each other in the eyes. But behind the camera, what you've got, which is maybe something to note for next time, maybe if there's a way to get this kind of footage, because it was kind of golden actually.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the camera, you've got Saint Tits on the laptop, mixer, cooking, and then you've also got a table filled with drinks, whatever, and you've got Sater, Whale, Fat Clouds, Bodie, like Vincy Bearcat, all the homies kind of trickling in and out, sitting, watching, and you don't see this actually on the pod, but while we're there sitting there laughing, they're laughing with us. They're kind of maybe even chiming in at points.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff that you might hear like pick up on the mic, some stuff you might not. But it almost kind of gave like a little bit of like a live audience feel.
Yeah.
Made it
What's
much more
cool
like
in the
immersive.
live audience was the boys too, because like you're saying, I even did that a couple times. I was sitting over there and I chimed in, not to get heard on the podcast, but to kind of like chime in and keep the things going. Yeah,
there was one point
led
where
to
I
a lot
even
of
was
the
behind
time.
there. There was even one point where I was behind the camera, and I think it was me and Prison Joe ready to go on, and you guys are talking about stuff, and it's me and Prison Joe like waiting our turn, and something said something, and I just had something that I wanted to chime. I just started yelling stuff out, and Prison Joe even like moved me back. He's like, dude, like, we're not on the pod yet. Like, get like what, like wait your turn. But
like, I'm always on the pod.
But those episodes were super special, and honestly, as Saint Tits was telling, he did the editing, he was uploading, he was keeping track of the stats. He really did tell us. So we recorded it on Saturday night.
Yes, it was after Kappa.
And pod was ready to upload by 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
So much more tighter turnaround considering we record these on Wednesdays. Much more tighter turnaround. He absolutely crushed it. And obviously fucking Monday rolls around and he's watching those stats like a hawk.
Yeah.
And he's telling us throughout the day, guys, this is, like the feedback we're getting. I was even getting DMs. Some of you guys were too. Like they were telling about the specific stories. It's a certified banger, no opinions.
Yep.
No opinions needed. It's an objective banger. And so we really we kind of took that in and we're like, this whole thing happened because of the patrons. What can we do? Like, we kind of owe them. Is there anything like more we can give them? And this is Monday. We fly out tomorrow. Some of them have already flown out at that point. Like Ignoble left that day.
Mhm.
Elisa, Cincy, like a couple.
Zoe,
we lost.
Lopsy,
Zoe, Lopsy.
Yeah.
Chungus left that day. I mean, we had already lost like a handful of homies. But we did say like this is doing really well. People were loving it. Like, is there anything more we can give the patrons? And we're like, you know what? We're here one more night. Why don't we just record another Patreon exclusive pod tonight?
Yeah.
So 2 nights later, after recording the pod, very tight turnaround. We set it back up and we did the Patreon pod, which was recorded before this. And like I was saying earlier, we always normally do the Patrons after the YouTube pods. This is probably the first time, definitely the first time we've ever done a YouTube pod where we're telling you what we already know is going to happen on Patreon pod that you're going to listen to after this.
It feels so good because there are times where, if you guys haven't figured out, we like to shield the Patreon podcast because I think it's a good product. I think that's where our best podcasts are. You have the Tasty Mormon Sex Story. You have the T Papa Snail Dome arc. It's an arc. You have the when he came over. And the before, so you have the before and you have the after. I mean, like when Snail Dome came on himself, like Cincy coming on, Shep Boyardee coming on, our own patrons coming on the podcast. Like that is where the podcasts are. That's where our dirtiest secrets are. That is the After Dark part now of Based After Dark is definitely on the Patreon. So it just made sense at the time to be like, we have this set up. We're not going to have it again for what? Another year now? 8 months, 9 months if we're lucky. Maybe TwitchCon.
And we love the live pods. We love the live pods.
Yeah, dude, the audience loves the live pods too. So like we got to give them what they want.
Yeah.
They paid for the Airbnb. They deserve it. We have some very loyal fans who love what we do, and it's just the best way to give back to them was to make another podcast, which is what we did. And
I think we did 4 total sessions. Or not 4 total, maybe not 3 total sessions, but 4 total casts because we had the Sebe cast.
Mm-hmm.
We did do a Sebe cast.
Yeah,
and he uploaded it today. I'm scared to listen.
Cast.
Has anyone? Okay. So while we were there, we had our setup for our podcast we were gonna do, and Seder, I think, just like kind of felt it on a whim, like, oh, you already got this set up. Like, is it cool if?
No,
run a quick
that
Friday,
is
but
not
Sebe
what
pod.
happened. That is not.
You tell
what
us
happened.
then. You tell us then, because that's how it looked in my. I had no idea.
With the bag.
The truth.
You came back with the bag, and we were partying.
So you're telling me Seder got one whiff of the bag and was like, I'm gonna do a podcast.
Yes, that is. He was already partying and drinking before that, but bro, we're just sitting there, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I just got the audio set up. We're all good to go, and he's like, let's go up there and do a Sebe cast right now. And I was
He was like, when am I gonna have this set up? We got everything there. And
Yeah.
he's
Well,
like,
that's basically what I said.
definitely-
He
I know.
on a whim.
He was
He
like,
on a whim decided he wanted to do a Sebe cast.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, so this day of recording right now, that Sebe cast came out maybe just 5 hours ago.
to Patreon
He
and
recorded on
He
YouTube
just
Friday.
uploaded that.
and YouTube Premium users only though. It's an exclusive Sebe cast.
As it should be. It's an exclusive cast, and it should be, because I don't want everyone knowing about the things. I talked about things on that I don't know were not maybe. It's a Sebe cast, It's not.
Bro, it's always ass eating season though, Hamzy. It's
always
never not
ass
ass
eating
Dude,
eating.
it's not even. Oh God, damn, dude. You asked me what it felt like compared to Chambers Purple. I don't know, dude. What the fuck am I
That's
supposed
why
to say to
he's
that?
the GOAT, though. He took a non-old school RuneScape related topic and he made it he made it compatible. He's a converter.
It is a
converter.
RuneScape podcast
Comparison.
after all.
Yeah, so like that's why he's so good at what he does. He took your ass eating story that we coerced you to do, It wasn't just Prison Joe may have taken the full blame, but I was behind the camera being like, tell that story. Tell the
Dude,
story.
So the worst part about that is that was a very Based After Dark friendly story. Actually, Based After Dark Patreon friendly story, I
yeah.
should say.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys are all familiar with it. And I sit down on the Sebe cast that's done in a little bit more of a different format, house party, whatever, drinking. Sebe he's still in his, you know, he turns that on. He turns on that like creator host mentality speaking way. And so he's asking questions. And I can't remember who it was. Probably fucking Prison Joe, dude. Because he goes, why don't you tell that story about what you did in the hotel? And
Oh, on the
I'm
Sebe
like-
cast?
On the same
Yeah.
cast. Yeah. Yeah.
I must have missed
and
that
I'm
part.
like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's really like, you know, this is a RuneScape cast. I don't know if that's, and the rest of the guys are like, oh yeah, do it. Like, that's a great story. And, you know, Sater, I see him looking over there, like looking at what everyone else is saying. He's like, oh yeah, I would love to hear about this. Like, let's get this, you know, like tell this on the, and then I start telling the story of what actually was, which I'm sorry, if you haven't heard it, you're going to have to pay money because there's a reason I didn't tell that on the
Ep-
YouTube
ep-
podcast.
Episode 46, episode 45. Sorry for people that want to go back and listen to that. Sorry.
Episode 45, 46, one of those, listen to both. But there's a reason I don't listen. I haven't spoken about that on fucking YouTube. And so I'm sitting there cornered like a little rat. And he's telling me, go ahead. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm a little drunk. I'm like, all right, whatever, let's go. Sip my blue flame. I start telling
That's
the
one thing
story.
about Hamzy is once he's got like a little bit of blue flame in him, if you like, it doesn't take much to get him to go.
No.
It doesn't take much to get him going.
I'm an influenced guy, and I got heavily influenced. I started telling the story, and it started innocent, and I could tell by like stanza 3 that, you know,
Oh, this was poetry.
Sater's
Stanza
Sater's
3, baby.
face. You like that,
Poetry.
dude? Yeah. I'm a poet.
I
a
like
little
this.
bit, you know?
I got
this
it.
is
I
probably
like it.
this is the same moment that Sater also realizes that this is paid wall content. He's
Yeah.
like, ah,
I
this
could literally
story."
I could literally see Sebe's face change. Like, oh, we can't talk about this on the fucking. This is not something that's ever been talked about on the Sebe cat.
The Sebe
He even
cast,
said
yeah.
he even reassured me at one point. He was like, "Oh, like, you know, like I had DJ Cumboy and Sekon on the pod one night, and like we talked about some like pretty like raunchy topics, and like I listened to that fucking cast, dude. Yeah, sure, that was as raunchy as it's gotten that I've heard. This is not. This is like a couple feet ahead of, you know. This is way more. I can't. I'm like, dude, this is, you've never had this. I'm sorry. You might have like touched the surface,
I mean,
but
first
this,
time for anything, you know?
I had to
first
tell
time
him
for
after I like once that I had to actually step off the pod. I had to use the bathroom, but you know, when I came back, my seat was filled, and I think they preferred that I wouldn't get a mic again. So,
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
I told Sater after, I told him, hey, man, I apologize. That's not me. That's me, but that's not like, I wouldn't show.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm not
I don't-
sorry. You
I
know
don't
what
want
I'm
that
saying?
so
on the
happy.
Sebe.
and you know what? You know what the worst part is? Like, literally, like just be like earlier in that night, I was talking to because you know I've been on a Sebe cast, and you know I shared a cast with Y Juicy, my only feature. I was giving him shit jokingly. I understand how things work. Listen, I'm not oblivious. I understand, and I was giving him shit about oh, I've only ever had one feature and it was a shared feature, so I've got like a half feature. I'm not like good enough to have my own. And he was like, you know what, dude? Like, we're gonna get you on the calendar. And like, let's get you your own solo. And I was like, oh, great. And then we did that. And so I had to tell him after, hey man, just like, I'm sorry about
You said
the
a
way that
you word,
went.
You said
I
a bad
got-
example.
I got cornered, and like, you know, I wouldn't like normally talk about that on our podcast. Just dang.
I'm so happy that he did that impromptu Sebe cast because it was like, I mean this in the nicest way, but it was like a little practice session, bro. I was like, all right, let me go crack out, let me like get the juices flowing a little bit, not on my podcast, because like
True.
doing it live is so different. Like right now, you can tell I'm streaming my RuneScape. I have 3 monitors up. Like we preface some topics before we're gonna talk about. Like we have a Discord we can pull from. When you're live, you're sitting there with a microphone in your hand and your head.
Yep.
Like that's like it is the rawest form. And I just remember at some points, like during the Save cast, I was like, oh shit, like I don't know what to say next. Like I'm not ready for dead air. Like I don't know what to do. Like this is terrifying. I'm not in my comfort area. So to like almost in baseball terms, like swing with a donut on, not during my podcast, and then to like be able to go do it during my podcast. And like that was great. Or our podcast, like that was that was
That's
a
what
nice,
I thought
that was a nice
too.
little touch.
Because when we're in vacation mode, I mean, like we got everything else going on. We're not in the what did we do the past week? Like what could we talk about or anything like that? And like you said, we don't have any sort of, thing on the side that we can look at or talk to each other. It's like filling that air is hard. So it was good to have like a warm up for sure. And especially when we were about to be even more fucked up during the next couple casts. Like it's good to get like the train of thought flowing for sure.
Yeah.
That was a little different.
Yeah, what also helped me
Yeah.
troubleshoot because I didn't know at the time of recording.
I was
the
thinking the
Sabecast.
same thing too. I was like, yo, Saint Tits gets to troubleshoot right now.
Dude,
This is banger.
At the time of recording the Sabecast, I did not know it was only recording left audio. So
Well, that's actually okay. So, I mean, that's actually even more of a reason for you right now to go subscribe and listen to this week's Patreon. Because if you're
It's
listening to this,
it's easily
that
fixed,
means
bud.
we already recorded 3 podcasts before this in that same setup. Each one comes with a little bit of troubleshooting. So if you're listening to this week's Patreon, you're actually listening to the most fine-tuned product that you possibly can that came out of Orlando, and fine-tuned product that we've ever done.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I was really high the entire time, bro. I like my memory is spotty from that week, man. Like I was
I
panicked.
saw you taking breaks to play League of Legends and like just cool off.
That
every
was
now
the
and then.
last day, bro. That was everything is
bro,
done.
This motherfucker Saint Tits on the last day was hopping on the new Diablo 4 season, bro.
Dude.
He's like, dude, I'm gonna be on Diablo the rest of the night,
And
bro.
I was.
That's what I'm doing.
And I
He's
was.
like,
Okay, I
that's
want to
what's
get into
going
that.
on with me.
I want to get into that a little bit right now as well. I mean, you've touched on it a little bit, Saint Tits, but how many live pods have we done now? And
Okay, so
we're just a couple guys. We are a
Yes.
couple guys who have some pretty high quality mics, a couple high quality cams, except for me, and we really kind of
Me
just
neither.
come together to figure this shit out to deliver a product. We upload this shit on YouTube. Like this is
Mhm.
nothing special, but when we band together, we make it something kind of special.
yeah.
You've now seen how many of these, and like what have we learned every single time?
So this is the 3rd time that we've done IRL casting. The first time was in Gatlinburg. If you remember that was our first time trying it out. Shout out.
Yeah, the camera's cut out halfway through, huh?
Yeah, shout out Uberu. I wasn't really much of a part of that one. I believe we paid Uberu to set it up for us, and like he was coming on the trip anyway. So he really set most of that up, and that's what. But learning from that, shout out Uberu. We learned that we have to have like the cam link and the dummy batteries to keep the recorder on, or maybe it was just a certain setting to turn on. But like we didn't have a problem with that this run, and so then we go to Vegas.
Oh, at that podcast, it was that it turned off after, I think, 10 minutes.
It
like, the
was
cameras just
10 or
turned off.
15 minutes, I remember. But yeah, and then going to Vegas, we had the wrong equipment. Going off again on Uberu's suggestion of getting the mixer. He thought it was the mixer that had the PC compatibility port. It did not have it. So at the time we were, it's hard to come by some of these products to like help you bypass not having the PC port to plug it into the PC directly. So we just went out and bought a new mixer. Like we just bought a mixer that had it. We didn't fucking need it, and then we returned it the next day. And then we didn't have stuff to do the 2-camera angle, so we just did the 1-camera angle. But we got that done. And now
Wait, did we just admit to fraud?
um
We,
okay,
we
never mind.
Tried it.
I don't know, bro.
course not.
I don't
We tried it, he said.
yeah, we
No, we tried
we
it.
tested it out.
It was
No,
a free-
that
it
was
was a
the
free
mixer
trial.
that smelled funny. That's the mixer that smelled like poop, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I remember. That
yeah.
was weird, bro.
Have nothing to do with me pooping on it either.
Dude, same with that speaker.
And that
bro.
wasn't the camera that I put in my ass.
I
So.
mean, that wasn't the
No,
camera
no,
put in
no.
your ass.
But like, dude, we're very lucky to have guys like you at Uber who are just like,
Mhm.
you're figuring it out. We haven't done this shit before.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people have, and they usually have much more resources, studios and shit. We literally have just been figuring this shit out on ourselves.
yeah.
And it's fucking really nice to have you guys.
Well, in terms of having like the setup that we have now and portability, it's very portable. And what I figured out after Vegas, what we needed to make this fucking mixer work, because I lost the return policy on it, so I couldn't return it. We had already spent the patrons' hard-earned money on that. That's the base mixer. That was going to be the base mixer. I was like, how the fuck am I going to get this to work? And then I figured out you could use a USB audio interface adapter
Mm.
to get it to work, and that's what we used here, and it worked. It worked fucking great. It worked great for recording. So now wherever we go, if there's 5 of us, and 2 people bring cameras, and 3 to 4 people bring mics, we can make a podcast setup wherever the fuck we are if we have internet. Not even internet connection, just fucking electricity that I can plug into. We could do it anywhere. We could literally go out to a fucking pier, find a fucking wall port, and just use that, and we could just make a podcast outside if we wanted to. Like that's the beautiful thing about traditional is
So it is obvious that Saint Tits, you've leveled up every time we've done this.
yeah,
We've had our learning, we've had our trials, our tribulations.
yeah.
Every single time there's been, honestly, like, even for me, like, not on the technical side, I've seen the tangible upgrades we've been making every single time.
Yeah.
What would you say now, because there's going to be always something to learn moving forward from this session, which had actually multiple within it,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of upgrades? Like, what would you say is the next,
Okay.
like, what's our next thing?
The next thing is
The
something
upgrade.
that we didn't hit the mark on this one. Is the 2 camera angles. I really want to be able to set up a 2 camera angle shot, and because you saw me working the mixer a couple times, right? But a lot of the time I was just doing this, and then going up and adjusting the mixer, and then leaning back down. If we had the dual camera set up, I'd be looking at that fucking laptop the entire time, because I'm going to be pressing 1 and 2 when people are talking. And that's going to take it up a next level. It's going to feel like a more professional podcast. Oh, you got the 2 camera angle set up. Joe Rogan has the 2 camera angle set up. Lex Friedman has the 2 camera angle set up. You got to have the 2 camera angle set up. Where the 1 camera angle setup isn't bad by all means for what it's for. At least it's, it's a live pod. But I feel like that is the next step. But in the back of my head, I do have something planned that I would really like to do at the next Based meetup. I know we were talking about Cancun, which is fine. I'll do Cancun. I would love to go out to a villa somewhere and find,
Bro, can I just tell you this? Like, if we go to base Cancun, the chances, well, we'll probably get a pod done. Actually, I believe in us at this point. But, dude, that pod,
dude, imagine,
we're about to be fucking slayed on that pod. Can you imagine?
imagine we find
no
a little
way.
villa out by a
Okay.
big body of water.
So
Hola,
There's a couple topics.
Puedo usar tu casa por mi podcast, amigo.
we already got a translator here. We already got a translator here. We got a couple translators,
Con
actually. I had no
muchos
idea.
muchas Latinas.
I had no idea Tasty spoke a little bit of Spanish. He broke that shit out of nowhere when I was asking someone random in Orlando about something. I can't talk about what we were talking about, but Tasty just chimed
I
in
think
and
Tasty
started.
actually lived in Mexico for 3 months with a foreign exchange family. I think
No,
that's
yeah. I was talking about this guy about some pretty crucial stuff, and he ended
Wait,
up not knowing
is that
English.
Wait,
and
is
what?
that factual? Is that factual right
Dude,
now?
no, yeah, he lived in Yucatan.
I'm pretty sure that's on the pod on the Patreon pod from last week.
Oh, I
was
didn't
asking
know
someone
that.
about
I was
his?
fucked
how
up.
to figure.
I was fucked up.
I was trying to figure something out. I was trying to ask him if he could help us achieve a quest that we were on, and the guy was so nice, so cool, but he just didn't fucking know English. And I was like sitting there like on the feet, like, all right, let's get out of here, Tasty. And then all of a sudden I hear Tasty just yap away in Spanish, like, and I'm like, whoa, dude. I mean, it didn't get us what we were looking for, but it's still, I was like, where the fuck did that come from, man?
Hey, he whipped it out, and when it
Yeah.
mattered, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever the
But,
homie whips something out and it ain't his dick, I'm usually a little disappointed. But that time I was like, oh, I was a little impressed.
Oh, I love when people whip things out. It's great. Like, whoa, where did that come from? Like a little surprise. So, okay, a couple topics I think that could branch off that.
Okay.
You were talking about us like being a little reluctant on the like, how are we gonna film this pod? Big shout out to Prison Joe, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
Like, I know he
R.I.P.
couldn't make it tonight, and he
R.I.P.
like if dude, that's honestly something I'm a little worried about, dude. Because like if he says I'm not okay right now, I can't make it on the pod. That's concerning,
Dude, that's
Like,
that's the spreadsheet. That he's very serious about the spreadsheet, and
he cares about the spreadsheet a lot. He does,
Yeah.
and for him to
Hey
say
man,
like
if I
I'm
miss
not
an
gonna make
episode,
it.
I guess I don't miss episodes. I'd be
Dude,
dying too.
Dude, he's like 3 episodes
The
ahead of
last
everyone right now.
couple days.
Yo,
the
yo,
last
yo,
couple
yo!
days
When
were
we
a little
update
bit taxing
the
for
when we
multiple
update
reasons.
the spreadsheet, put an asterisk next to T Papa's attendance here for no cam. Just saying.
No,
Whoa!
no,
Half an
I think
attendee, half an
a
attendee.
fair compromise for that is half a star. He gets half into merit.
Oh,
Bro,
I
I'm about
love
to
that too.
FaceTime you
I
all
love a
right
half
now
star.
in a group FaceTime, and it's just gonna be my wiener, dude. That's it. Like,
Yeah, do it. Yeah, just FaceTime me.
Okay,
I'll hold you
and
up
that's
like
bad
this,
for me,
man.
How? But I
Yeah.
did also want to say, like, shout out Prison Joe. Like, when we are on these trips, he is the one saying, "Get the fuck up and let's do this pod." Because, you know, we're also on vacation. You know, who like maybe I got a little silly during the day and like I was out in the heat, and all of a sudden I'm lying on the floor face down, butt naked. He's the one who will come in and say, "Get up off the ground and put some clothes on, take a shower, and let's do a podcast." Even if I might not think I'm fully functional to do so,
Mm-hmm.
he will make sure it happens. He will.
Yep.
Hey, you put 20 of us in a room, and it's hard to direct anyone anywhere. The trips
Yeah, I
have,
know, especially when I'm
definitely-
for an hour being like, "Hey guys, we're set up."
Okay, hold on. We touched on we can do it anywhere. Do you guys have any like random public areas that you would love to do a pod?
Oh well, as I was saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if we go to Cancun, I would love to find a fucking villa somewhere that has an overhang and like maybe like a picnic table and like there's an outlet
Yeah.
nearby. That would be fucking sick to do. And there's people in the
I
background.
don't think I ever saw a picnic table next to an outlet in my 2 years, but we can go
Like
look
a
for
little
one, dude.
dude. If we found like a little hut, like a
Fuck it, bro. I'll buy a
Sanctuary.
generator. I don't give a shit. We got it.
Bro, my weird place is I'd want us to either do it on a very liberal college campus, or somewhere like just where there's heavy foot traffic, so we could put like a booth and put like some stupid question and get people to like come up and argue with us or like give us like
Bro,
stupid
no,
shit.
we just have fuck pregnant bitches? Question mark? Question mark?
yes, yes, dude.
Yeah, that'd be so. That's perfect, dude. Literally,
Okay, but they
like-
don't realize it means like fuck pregnant bitches. Like we empower like women so much that like
We
continue to
are
have sex
immediately going
with
to attract
pregnant-
the alt right to our booth and
you
be
know?
like, "You saying something about
It's-
abortion,
dude,
son?"
No, it's in like
Dude,
a good way. It's in like a
exactly.
good way.
That's. I want all of it. I want all the smoke.
I
Like, we
don't.
need
They
to
have
put
Yeah,
it
they
down.
don't
That'd be-
realize.
They
that'd
have
be,
guns.
That'd be hilarious. Not on a college
Um,
campus, hopefully. Actually, it's
dude,
America.
some
surprise
kind
me.
of gazebo.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So Nine can do pull-ups. Is that the
Yeah.
goal?
And also on the where, you know, you spoke about Cancun. Based Orlando's over. Right now, you know, we usually do 2 trips a year, guys. It's usually revolves like half and half between like there's one like big community event that we usually do, which is always up until this point been TwitchCon. This year it's supposed to be RuneFest. Obviously, if you're keeping up with what's going on with RuneFest right now, that's a little bit of a question up in
Not
the air.
looking
But
good.
that's also around the same
No,
time as
not looking good.
TwitchCon. So I think it's safe to say that like those are the two. It's gonna be like one or the other. There's there's going to be some problem solving as when it comes to Airbnbs. Obviously, we as a big group weren't necessarily planning to do TwitchCon. We were more favoring RuneFest, which might not be happening. Now, if we go back to TwitchCon, all the good Airbnbs are going to be taken, which is not the biggest problem. We can always figure things out as we have done in the past. But there's going to be a trip for Based next spring, early summer, as we've done in the past. Cancun, is that what I'm hearing?
I'm terrified. I real PTSD going back to Mexico, bro.
I don't want to do
wanna go.
Cancun, but if that's
Bro,
I have to go where base goes. Unfortunately, I don't want to do Cancun, but like
Why
okay,
not?
over Cancun, I'd say we do Cabo and T-Papa. You gave people PTSD in Mexico, so I don't know.
I love all these
why
people.
you're
Bro,
out
you
Fuck
here
did.
Mexico.
chirping.
You guys
did.
can have fun. Dude, I ain't going back, dude. Like that's fucking.
You told traditional Catholic Hispanic families that they were going to hell because they weren't baptized like
and
Jesus.
now I get nightmares where I can't make it home from Mexico and I'm stuck there. So we're even, okay? I'm even with the people of Mexico.
You're,
Like I
you're
have
haunted
fucking.
by the things you did in Mexico. I love that.
Dude, I'm haunted by missing a perpetual flight that like it's like the last. I'll have these nightmares where like I'll miss the last flight from Mexico back to the U.S. bro.
No.
Like, I can't. I'm
These
not
are-
going back, dude.
These
It's
are
not happening.
frequent. These are frequent. This multiple.
Oh, bro, I mean, it used to be all the time. I mean, now I can't make it home from Mexico dream like every 2 months.
You,
but like,
you
yeah.
know what you did was fucked up, and it's your subconscious telling you, bro.
I had to go, bro. I had to do it. I was sent. It was that or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
My parents would disown
Bro,
me.
you have to reconcile with your past and enter Mexico one
I think he
more time.
kind
to
of
make,
has.
you
They've
know,
been on the lower
amends.
end lately, right? Like not as frequent, or
Oh yeah, no. They're not as frequent. My nightmares.
yeah,
now.
few
Oh,
and
listen,
far
man,
Just
between.
wait, buddy. We'll give you
I'm,
something new to have nightmares about when we go back. You can have a new.
I'm still
a new
I'm still
object of your
praying. I'm still
PTSD.
lighting a candle on my window every night for maybe a base to loom. But I understand things happen,
Okay, look.
My
and
my one, like I'll say this forever, and then I promise you, we're all gonna have the time of our lives when it finally happens. The base cruise is gonna pop off. It will. I will die in this hill. No one wants to do it, but the base cruise will be fucking insane. We'll
I
all
can
be
get
together.
behind
cruise
that.
would honestly, I can get behind a
The
base
base
cruise when we
cruise.
have such a big group. It's like
We
I don't
do
know,
have
the-
such a
on
big group,
cruise-
bro.
The thing about on a cruise is there's so many activities set for you. So one of the biggest challenges we've always had is planning activities for. I mean, Krylax, you talked to one of the restaurants. I know Prison Joe did a lot of that. Elo did some of that for us, actually. Shout out. And it's really fucking hard to get things planned for a crew of this size.
Dude, it took me
Especially
and
to
Seth
us,
like
when
a
we
hot
can't
minute.
come
Dude,
to conclusions on anything. A cruise, I feel like when they already have activities that you just kind of sign up for, would be a little bit easier for that.
Also, like the issue of like always trying to get us to go out to bars, bro. There's 10 bars we can go to and party at.
They're
right
already
now.
there.
You know what
They're
I mean?
already
And-
there.
and there's already people, and we're gonna have unlimited drinks, and it's like everything's included. And
well, it solves a lot of our
Question though,
time
how many?
sinks, like, you
how
know?
much cocaine do you think you can stuff up your ass?
enough after the camera, dude. I mean, enough.
Enough, yeah. I think that'll be. I mean,
You know what
that'll
we
be
should
probably
do too?
the-
We
one
should
of the
make it
reasons why we're-
public. We should tell any base fans what cruise we're
Yeah,
getting
dude.
Hey,
people
all
like the bands do that. Like we should
on.
like that
we
would be
should do
dope.
that. We
dude.
should do that.
I mean, if you
You
care
all- you
enough
wanna
to
be
fucking
trapped
fly
at
out
sea?
and buy a
The
cruise
same-
With our
ticket,
biggest
like-
fans? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
dude. I totally
yeah,
would.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have 10
I would
cronies
totally
stroking
do
our
it,
ego
dude.
the entire trip? Fuck yeah! Are you kidding me?
Dude.
What?
Dude, now all those guys that are like,
Dude.
oh, T-Papa, I'll let you bang my wife, they can bring their fucking wives,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
Based orgy, bro. We get Sasha Spitz and some of her fans in on it, man.
But is your wife gonna be okay with that? That's the question.
Dude, we can do our first nude Patreon podcast.
holy shit.
Dude,
See?
true.
See, so
Legal.
like, I'm just saying, we don't have to do base cruise next. We don't have to do base cruise soon. I'm just letting you guys know once we finally do it, because you guys are relatively positive about this every time I bring this up. I know Tasty's a big naysayer. I was a big cruise hater all growing up, but they
Tasty
just
is baby.
Yeah, but
He would be
cruises
the
just
naysayer.
they have this spot in the vacation realm where like we're not gonna get the best food, right? We're not gonna get, it's
Do we ever? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
the
I mean,
restaurants,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
but, like
we get the
outside
best
the
food.
restaurants, where-
Fucking what are you-
Outside of the
A5.
restaurants.
bank account with
Dude,
outside of
I-
the
Relax.
restaurants.
I've eaten weight
Outside of the
A5
restaurant.
Wagyu the last 3 of the last 6 nights, dude. What do you mean best food, bro?
I looked at my bank account
But I don't
today,
need to. I
and
don't need to.
I need like 50 more patrons to sign up. Like,
No, I'll say as well that like I personally am not like a big cruise enthusiast, but I will say like
I've never
for
been, so
our type of group with the amount of people we have and everything,
we'd have a good
it's
time.
kind of perfect fit
Here,
for that.
here's the theme
Yeah.
I like about the cruise and why that's a good idea and why I think Mexico is a good idea for one is because one, it's an all-inclusive,
That as well. That's
controlled-
kind
Yeah.
of
all-inclusive controlled space where we are all can do whatever the fuck we want, but we don't have to travel far and nor are we affected by wanting to go do other things. Like we are as little as possible. And then things will still be there. Like if the cruise docks somewhere and you got off, you could go out and explore together. But then you come back and you all do go off and have your privacy and do whatever you need to do or do whatever you want to do on the either
that's
in an
what-
all-inclusive resort
that's the
or
same.
on
That's
a
the same
cruise, like-
reasoning. That's the same reasoning as the
Yeah.
cruise. Like
Yeah, same
anywhere
thing.
where it's like all kind of there for us.
Yeah, I wouldn't judge a cruise because I've never been, but I will say if I did a cruise, I would ball the fuck out on a cruise. and I
That
would
is
be-
very important. I've done
Yeah.
a couple, and like I've done a shitty cruise, I've done a mid cruise, and I've done a top tier cruise. And we really just need a mid. Like I would not do a shitty one. Like I would not do that with you guys. But
Where
I
would
do,
we
like,
go?
Well, that's the
Where
other
would
thing
we
is that
go?
we can also make it go to Tulum.
Who cares, dude?
Like we've done. Like I've done a cruise where
Who
it
cares?
starts.
Who goes? Who cares? Who fucking cares, dude? Like it doesn't fucking matter. We could cruise around the shore of Florida and just come back and we'll be fucking good.
yeah. You know we're gonna have some motherfuckers that just don't leave the boat, dude, bro. Whale, he's staying on the boat. Dude.
Yeah, Well's not leaving the boat. Well,
and I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay a
dude.
couple 1 or 2 days with him, honestly.
Whale, the type of guy to be like, I can't step foot in this country, undisclosed reasons. I just can't do it.
Oh yeah, bro. I ain't gonna step in Mexico. Sorry, bro.
He's like, I can't. It's the-
I don't think like a cruise to Mexico on a real note though, because if we like, no one wants to go to Mexico to visit Mexico, right? Like that, you know what I mean? Like if we'd want to stay in a resort in Mexico, like you're not trying to go visit the sightseeing parts of Mexico.
What do you
know
mean?
I
I'm trying to see the slums of Mexico. I hear they're real friendly there.
Yeah.
The cartel.
Mexico City.
I'm trying to get
Dude,
in the bag,
that's-
y'all.
Don't joke about that.
Baptist
Don't joke about that. I'll be there, bro.
I want to go get the real
I'd
bag.
be
No, I
handing
know,
T Papa,
bro.
I'd be handing T Papa all my jewelry, all my cash, everything, and saying I'm going out there.
And I don't speak a lick of Spanish.
I know
That
what to
sounds
say. I
familiar
know
on
what they
something that we
want.
talked about
I
on
can
the
say the
TikTok.
words, dude.
Oh,
Bro,
the
I'm telling you,
words.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
out with Hamzy. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna go with Hamzy to go find the bag, and we're accidentally gonna baptize 25 people. Like that's just. I
Hamzy-
only know a certain set of words. Okay.
And then we're gonna come back fucking heroes. They won't remember our names. They won't sing songs about us, but they'll remember the way we felt them. Made them feel
No, we felt him up.
I
dude.
mean,
the way they felt us. Wait.
yeah, look, hey, if they don't remember your names or talk about you, it's because you ended up in the desert, buddy. And we didn't hear from you ever again.
I mean, thank God for Hamzy that the Spanish word for no is still no. So they'll understand
That's good
that
to know, actually.
when you're screaming.
That's good to know.
Yeah, when you're screaming no, they'll know exactly what they're doing. They'll know. They've probably seen it before. So
Fuck yeah.
I mean, you know me, I'm down to go anywhere where there's Latinas. So I don't care
Yeah.
what country
No,
it
but
is.
I think it's like pretty clear that the sites are kind of set towards Mexico, somewhere there.
yeah.
It'll
So
be
we-
wherever the first group of us book something. Then everyone else will book.
yeah,
That's usually how it
I
goes.
feel like that's kind of how it goes
Yeah.
usually. It's like someone's just
kinda
like,
how
all
it
right, we
goes,
booked
yeah.
this.
it's a little forceful.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
it's a little forceful.
Either people
Well,
are
you gotta
going
be,
or they're not. you
there's
know?
like a give and take between asking everyone what would you like to do and then telling them this is what
there's
is
trigger
happening.
pullers and there's magazine loaders. Like
No, I definitely feel
yeah.
like
You know
I
what
definitely
I'm
feel
saying?
like this time we like pose the question of where, because we're running, not that we're running out of ideas, but I feel like we've hit many of the major spots in the United States. to a degree. You know, we hit Florida.
Yeah.
How many
No,
have we
but
done
we
now?
usually-
How many trips
Coast.
total? 6?
We usually do give the question out there, and they give a little bit of feedback, and then the question kind of the place kind of gets mandated on them based off of the feedback that was given. Honestly, dude, Jagex, take a fucking page out of our book when it comes to giving updates, man. Whole system, this is how it should go, dude.
No, dude, fuck
They
that.
don't know.
They should hire us to do their events for them.
You know?
At this
Oh,
fucking
dude,
point.
that as well.
Dude, we'd set up a fucking room fest that they would never forget.
Because of all the
Rune
legal
West.
troubles
That
they'd be
briefly.
in, bro. The class actions they'd be paying for years because of
No,
that.
no, we'd iron it. We'd iron it out. We would iron it out. We would iron it out with lawyers. It's
called
Rune
England.
West.
Bro,
Think
it's
about
England. I'm sure they can do like a lot more shit over there that we
Birmingham?
can't do over here, man. You know, like it's like, oh, he fell off the cliff. You know, it's his fault. You know, that like maybe they view that. You know.
I guess
I
it
think,
probably depends on how
honestly-
much beans and toast you've had. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
No,
Maybe
way.
not
Go
that
ahead.
controversial, but I think that RuneFest was always meant to be canceled because they set it up in the shit city that not even the people that live there want to go
Ooh,
to.
conspiracy
Like-
theory.
I think it was set up to fail. I think they set it up and they put in this venue knowing that things were, possibly not in the best favor of working out. And they needed more time. They weren't ready for it, but they couldn't go another year and be like, yeah, we don't have RuneFest again, because this is the peak. This is the peak. Game's peaking a little bit right now. You know what I'm saying? So they needed to garner some interest, and now they're shoving it all under the rug and
This is some
gonna get canceled.
real tinfoil hat shit. I like it. I'm gonna take another hit. I
Yeah,
like this.
honestly.
I don't think that they planned on it going away. I mean, I like the conspiracy. It probably, in a weird way, it's probably like maybe a sigh of relief and not a sigh of relief because they clearly had some ticket issues and now maybe they can get it resorted. I think you'll have less angry customers with how it's heading right now because we can all look at it and go, oh, well, it got canceled because it was out of their hands. While if it was still happening and like the tickets that people wanted were not made available, there would have been some angry customers. And right now there's like, I don't know, there's angry customers, but it's not like they did it unless they did do it.
I don't know, man. I was really looking forward to seeing Birmingham, like a real place of the UK.
Yeah,
like,
it's so weird
know,
that everyone we talk to talks shit on Birmingham, bro.
well, I don't know. I mean, I
Okay.
get what they're saying, but like, my grandsire lives in like a very nice part of London. I've seen that shit, seen some real nice
your
UK
who?
stuff. My grandsire and
Who the fuck is that?
Grandpa and
Your grandsire.
and
I'm gonna
and
start
when
to
I
say
heard
that.
about
I was like,
Birmingham,
what the-
I wanted to see like some real UK shit, dude. I wanted to be like a real bloke, real fucking lad out there.
Chav, you want to be
Bro,
a chav?
that's
mate?
like what
Yeah.
if a US person was like, hey, I got like they set up RuneFest in El Paso and they're like, oh,
Or like fucking
I
Detroit.
want to be a real yeah, dude, I want to be a real American. I want to go out to El Paso, bro. You know what's in El Paso? A bunch of shitty strip clubs.
Okay,
and
but the person
7-Eleven.
saying that has already been to
Anything.
like Beverly Hills, New York City, Miami.
That's what I'm
DC,
saying. So
every-
you
like,
wanted to go be a real bloke in the El Paso of the UK?
dude? I'll be
and
a
then go
fucking
have a
bloke. I already bought my top hat, dude. Come on, man.
Oh,
Honestly.
I really like that's the only downside is I'm gonna be a little bummed now if it's not in Birmingham. Like they better keep it in Birmingham when it does happen because I want my Peaky Blinders. It's almost like in a weird way I got excited for the Detroit.
T-Papa,
I got stoked for it.
It's called Birmingham.
Oh, I keep saying Birmingham.
Birmingham?
Yeah, I know.
Birmingham.
Birmingham is in Alabama. Birmingham is in the UK.
I'm the
Jesse taught me how
Birmingham.
to say it before she left.
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would love to see that.
I would
shit,
love to
man.
see some fucking grimy
Like-
British orphan kid stab another grimy orphan kid in the streets for his
Whoa.
breadcrumbs. Yeah, that's what
They
you
have
want to see.
orphans in the UK.
Yeah, man.
Try stabbing me. See what happens.
Some stand and deliver.
probably
type
stab
shit.
me.
Says
And then, I
man
don't know.
about to be stabbed.
Okay, so one thing that like, so I wouldn't personally be going to RuneFest whether you guys win or not, so I wouldn't know. But I cannot wait for the Patreon cast to hear how the bag chasing goes then.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
gonna-
dude, good. Yeah, man. You guys gonna try Whippets?
That's
This
what
is
I
good
was gonna
fuck-
say. When I'm in the UK, it's gonna be weird because like weed's not legal, and I'm not gonna chase it down. I don't think like it's gonna be up to the UK people to go find the drugs because I'm not gonna spend an. I'll like realistically, I'll spend a night in prison in Florida. Whatever, bro. Like, I don't care. I am not spending a night in prison in Birmingham. Like, that's just like that's not. I'm not taking any risks. Okay, like. Florida, I fuck with whatever, dude. I'm in the U.S. I got social security number. I'm a citizen. You like? Do you know how scary jail has to be in a different country? Like, I don't know the rules over there.
I don't know, bro.
Well, that's
I
the thing
think
is they
being-
send you to the embassy. They send you to the embassy. Normally,
Yeah.
you know, if it's a friendly country.
dude, I got a U.S. passport, man. Try fucking with me.
Yeah, dude. Actually, can we just shoot
Dude.
them over there since they have knives?
Yeah,
we
bro.
should-
Pretty
If
watch.
we
Watch.
all
PJ's
bring
gonna
a
accidentally
different
try to
part,
bring his
what
gun
if we all
over.
bring a different
Dude,
part of a gun?
if I
and
was
we
I'd
assemble
be
it
getting
there?
thrown into the cop car, and I just show my U.S. passport, like, get off me, get off me. Look at this, look at this.
Dude, I would kill to just see a little short video of you just slapping people with your U.S. passport, like, unhand me.
The bartender tries cutting me off at the bar, like you've had too much. Slap him with my passport.
Oi, mate,
Bro,
I'm a
dude,
US
fuck you
citizen.
think
Look
this
at this
is?
passport. Give me another
In a
Colonize
British
this,
accent?
bitch.
I've come here to live it up. Give me another pint of Guinness.
Yeah,
Okay, let me-
I
let me
mean,
ask you
ideally
guys
we
this
just like
question.
kind of have fun.
Yeah.
Bars, but
So you're going to the UK. Like, I'd say honestly, for all the UK people that come over here, like we've become friendly with a lot of the UK people that come over for the events here. Like, you guys traveling to the UK, who do you think is gonna be the man in the UK that hooks you guys up? You know, like, who do you think that would be? Like, in any sort of way, like, who do you think the man is to know in the UK in our community?
Bodie?
yeah, we gotta have
It's
a
gotta
talk
be
with him.
Yeah, I
Bodie?
think it's gotta be.
Yeah,
I was just
at,
I was asking. I mean, I think Bodie's already.
but he's gotta be deplugged
No,
in
I
the
don't.
UK, right?
I meant like anything. Like, let's say like
Oh,
knowing
Bodie.
places
Beardy.
to go, booking reservations. Like,
Oh,
we don't need
Ginger-
I'm
anybody
calling
but Bodie,
Ginger
right?
Beardy immediately.
Ginger Beardy, actually, yeah. What am I saying, dude? It's one of the two gingers. like
Yeah,
that is.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know what his name is. I just know the color of his hair.
I would just want to meet Skill Specs. I really want to meet Jay. I've been watching him since I was like 14, and I would love to
Oh, that'd be amazing,
just sit
dude.
there and have a drink with him.
Bro, oh yeah. Speaking of, when I saw your edit on Torvesta's face of him staying with,
That's
I was like, who was that? I was like that. I was like, that was definitely Cody.
Yeah,
Like,
that
he
was
definitely did
100%
shit. I
me.
was like,
It-
that was
for
100%
someone
you.
for people not understanding, I did a Top Tuesday edit where Alfie mentioned Skill Specs, and I used the picture of him and Torvesta together, and I photoshopped Torvesta's face to look like he was on drugs. So that was pretty cool, and it's in there for a
Fuck yeah.
it's in there for a very short amount of time. It's an Easter egg, so I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, shut up. I did. I watched it because who asked? I think we were watching it, and someone was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "That's Torvesta." Oh,
a good edit.
So, yeah, dude, future base trips, you know, whatever lingers in the future for the big community trip, whether it's RuneFest, TwitchCon,
Do you think-
whatever.
when do you think though? Do you think the prime is like? Do you think we've hit the prime of the trips? Do you think it's like?
You know, I've thought that like
know?
2 or 3 trips ago.
But
So
why?
I just
Like,
stopped
don't know,
questioning it.
I never
Yeah,
thought.
I don't think we've primed.
You know, I actually had a lot of dread when we left TwitchCon San Diego.
Agreed.
I didn't like speak it into existence. I made sure not to speak it into existence. But when I left
You thought there was
TwitchCon
no
San
one-upping that?
Diego, I genuinely was like happy but very sad because I was like there like, and I even prepped myself for future trips. Like, there's no topping that. Like that
Bro,
was the
I've
mentality
never
in my
spent
mind.
more, even close to as much money as I spent that fucking week. bro.
I was just
spent
like,
so
there's
much
no
money that
way
week.
we'll ever top this. And then what came after that was TwitchCon Tennessee or
Vegas.
Base Tennessee, sorry, which you know
That was sick for a
Very
different reason, though. You know
sick
what
for
I
a
mean?
different
Like, that
reason,
just-
and it held its weight. You know, it had its own charm. And then what do we do after that? TwitchCon Vegas, which was amazing. And I honestly don't know if I could say it was better than TwitchCon San Diego because it had a different like charm to it. You know, it was a lot more moving
But in
parts.
some
it was
ways,
a lot.
the
It's a bit more
same
chaotic.
charm.
Yeah, it's a bit
It
more
was, like, the
chaotic, I'd
same,
say,
but
than
also
San
different,
Diego.
yeah.
But like, you know, there was a lot more people. There were some, you know, main characters that were missing. But it still
What do you think
had
made it
its
more
own-
chaotic than San Diego?
I think San Diego was a lot more like Airbnb party focused, where Vegas had a lot more shit to do. Like you saw a lot more people leaving and going out to like restaurants and casinos and stuff. That wasn't as much of the case in San Diego. San Diego is a lot more like house party focused.
That's fair.
But they do all
This-
find a way to have their own charm.
San Diego was different
Yeah.
because it was also our first TwitchCon, so there was a lot of meeting. There's a lot of
Exactly, yeah.
new.
That's
While
why
Vegas
that's
wasn't a lot
the
of
reason why I
new.
was scared that it would not be able to follow up.
I see that. That was our first time with the PKers, huh? Was San Diego.
Yeah, we were making jokes about it. We didn't know how it was gonna go, and then they became like our fucking favorite people in the world.
Yeah, that's why there was a lot of question marks going into San Diego and a lot of I don't think relief is the right word, but like I was very happy
A lot
with
of
how
us
it all
met
went.
Bodhi, too.
Success.
for
Oh
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time.
Yeah, everyone met him.
And now, like, it's so crazy. I actually was thinking about this when I was driving Bodhi and Jesse back to the airport before they left, because they were the last ones to leave. They had like a super late flight, like at like 9 p.m. or something like that, flying internationally. So I think they actually are probably not even. They might have gotten home. Like
They
later
had
today,
just
but-
messaged
They
that
got home. They
recently
got home a couple
yeah.
hours ago. Yeah, they messaged.
I was about to say they were just getting. I know they had like a super, but like driving them back to the airport, I was like, I thought to myself in that moment for the first time in a while, I was like 3 years ago when I was like just barely nobody in the community. If you told me I was gonna be just driving Bodhi and Jesse from my apartment to the airport, I would have been like, you're fucking crazy. Like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, so things like that. That's why it's like when you have those first time experiences, like it's not like the future ships wouldn't top it, but I feel like just I don't know. I don't want to think we would ever be. I don't really think that we did because it does. Like there's so many variable factors with us that really every time we hang out has some sort of special craziness going on. But
I feel
I don't know.
They find a way.
coming back from this trip, I feel less like death than all the other trips.
Oh, I felt
Yeah.
fucking sleep. Actually, that's the next thing I wanted to ask about, and I'm so sorry. I'm so rude. You know, I should have started the pod with this. We talked all about, you know, all the fallen soldiers. We sucked our own dicks about, you know, making it to this podcast. I forgot to ask you guys, how the fuck are you guys feeling? And like, how was your journey home, recovery process, like start to finish? Like,
I
need to hear about that.
I took that early 5 a.m. Uber flight. Just took a couple naps on the planes. Nothing good. So I was very tired, but enough to like make it through the day, you know, just like these little micro naps. And came home, got ordered the biggest New York style pizza you can in Boise. Like we went and we swung and we picked that up on the way home from the airport because I was like, yo, I'm gonna be hungry these next 24 hours. I'm gonna need food, but I'm not cooking nothing. So we just grabbed the
Hell
biggest pizza possible, went home, and immediately got home and napped. And I napped until I don't know, I think about 9 o'clock at night. So probably about 4 p.m. to 9. Woke up, realized that Dairy Queen was closing in 30 minutes. Hopped in the car, went to Dairy Queen, grabbed a Blizzard, went home, ate more pizza, watched a movie, and then hibernated for 12 hours. And woke up, went to the grocery store, and now I'm talking to you guys. So it's been like almost all hibernation and food. It has just been like I'm either in my bed or I've been eating or getting food, and that's it. Like literally it. And the hibernation was huge. The 12 hours of sleep I just got was just like, oh my God, I needed that so badly.
self-care.
I live here. I lived in Orlando. So for me, it's like, did I have to fly home? No. But I feel like for honestly, I did get to sleep last night because I went to sleep, but my day almost ended, or my trip ended almost last because everyone was still around. Like I was hanging around with the final survivors until like the very last drop off, which ended up being 6 p.m. on Monday. So then after I finally got home from that, then I loaded up on, liquid IV, everything. Definitely ordered food similar to T Papa, but I ordered I did the Uber Eats buy one get one free offer thing on burrito bowls, and I ordered like 6 of those motherfuckers. And then so I just had like pork and chicken, like burrito bowls to eat and everything like that, a bunch of Gatorade and everything. And I also hibernated, and I woke up earlier today, and I feel pretty good. I'm not sick. I do have some news actually, like segueing into that real quick, is that this will be the last podcast that I'm on for a while. Just telling all the podcast viewers, because I have some work stuff to do. I have a business to run out in Arizona. So I will be taking a hiatus to go live out there and run the business for a bit. Not too long, maybe like a month or two, but I'll be close to Tasty. So maybe I'll be out there, be on once in a while. If I go visit him on a Wednesday or something like that. But,
IRL comes first. We love you, Krylax.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Yeah.
IRL moves. We love it, dude.
Yeah, I may have.
But yeah,
to,
end of the trip was good.
Yeah, I may have to start filling in, but yeah, my end of the trip was like you guys said, I just played Diablo up until about 3 a.m. Kind of got sleepy, went upstairs, packed everything else that I had laying out. Set an alarm for 5. Uber came in and picked me and the girlfriend up at 5:30. We're at the airport by 6. Catch a flight. I passed the fuck out to Chicago, and then Chicago to normal. And like I teleported home, and I got home and I slept for 6 hours. And but other than that, I feel pretty fucking good, and I'm ready to pump out the content. We're gonna be doing the vlog series very soon. Very soon. Seth has all the footage. He's been getting it together for me.
W vlog.
W vlog.
W vlog coming, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, the vlog
That
is
is
gonna
one
be
thing
so
we
good.
didn't mention. This is gonna be by far the best vlog.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
By
gonna be
far.
so good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to cook that up and work that and give you all the best moments from the podcast or from the trip.
And is this the first vlog that you're producing?
this will be the first vlog that I'm going to edit and produce. Our former editor Hexo, we no longer use him, so it will fall on my shoulders, and I think I'm ready. I think with all the Top Tuesdays, all the videos I've been doing for Seth, all the podcasts, I think I'm ready to finally do this.
I think you also being there, like the
Yeah, we were
what
talking
is
about
trying
that.
to be captured
Yeah,
within
yeah,
each shot and everything.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah, you can play.
Yeah, looking
into
forward to
the
that. It's gonna be a
moments
good
lot
one.
Better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very.
So we're all okay.
And Seth recorded
I mean,
like a demon. Yeah, we're all good. I think
yeah.
honestly, we talked about this. Although we did a lot, like including our escapade to Miami and everything. We
Base
still
Miami.
rested. Base Miami.
Dude, so
we
we
would not
did
survive
rest
Base
a lot,
Miami.
and I didn't think
We
I was
did
gonna be
rest a
sleeping
good
a lot. So okay, my return coming from the pod, or from the trip from Orlando, I have learned based off of previous experiences. I usually take like 1 day off, and then I go back to my job.
So buffer day.
This time I've been like working like many days in a row. Actually, since that whole like Miami bender that I went on, I haven't taken a single day off except for like obviously weekends, but no extra days off until we went on this trip just now. So instead of taking 1 day off, I took 3 days this time. So now I have like a couple more days off to kind of relax, and I'm big on the self-care post bender,
Mhm.
I love coming home and just what can I do to make myself feel good. So I got home. I had a pretty early flight actually. I left at like my flight was like 10:30 a.m. So I ended up actually getting home around noon. Actually, I even got to the airport hella early. A little bit of PTSD from like EDC Vegas. I wanted to make sure I got there. Also, like my flight or my Uber from the airport to the Airbnb was like 45 minutes. I thought that was normal. It only took like 25 minutes going back. So I guess, traffic had to do with that. So between that and leaving a little bit early, I did have a good amount of time to kill. And I go and I'm like, let me get some breakfast. One of the restaurants that are open, and I see Outback, and I'm like, that's not a fucking breakfast place. Like, I'll just go. Let me see what they got.
Hit the
What's the
Blue
Outback?
Dude, there's
Like,
no
what?
way you hit up that Outback, bro. I saw that Outback and I was like, this is the
Dude,
saddest looking
dude,
Outback
dude,
I have
dude.
ever seen. Dude.
Yeah. Until I step foot in there, motherfucker. Okay. So
What did we order?
So
what did we order?
so okay, there's steps to this. I was like, maybe
There's
they got
levels
like a
to
good
it.
like breakfast. It's a breakfast out. They're not gonna be serving fucking ribeye at 9 a.m. Whatever. Fuck you. And so I go and I sit down and I look at the breakfast menu, and it's all just the most normal breakfast menu items that they have. And they have this one like your traditional breakfast platter, eggs, bacon, wheat, hash browns, whatever. And then there's like a thing like, oh, you want Outback steak? Like, make it like a steak and eggs, like a breakfast steak and eggs. It's cute. It's a breakfast item. Okay. And so I'm like, all right, let me get that. And I order that. And then the lady comes up to me and she goes, so just letting you know, like, we're actually out of the like breakfast steak. Like, we only have the actual full size dinner steak. And I'm like, can't you just fucking chop some of it off and make it a breakfast? And she's like, no. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Do you have mashed potatoes? She's like, we could make it. And I'm like, bring me the fucking full dinner sirloin right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh
So I
my
sat there.
God.
I sat there at 9 a.m. in the Orlando airport, and I had a full ass Outback sirloin dinner, and probably the best thing
The
I could have ever
breakfast
Let's
like.
fucking
Outback
go, dude.
in
Dude,
the
it was not a.
Orlando
It was
airport.
you've heard of breakfast for dinner. Well, get ready for dinner for breakfast because that's what I had. And
Bro, I just had an idea during you talking about that. If they had something called the breakfast onion instead of the blooming onion, and it was like this.
that would kind of fucking slap.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
could you
Marketing?
imagine? With it was a little bit like maple. You put some maple on that, dude. Some syrup on the. Dude, I think that would actually pop up.
The breakfast onion would hit, bro. The breakfast
Yeah,
onion
but-
would hit.
That was great. I got home pretty early in the day, actually. My flight landed at like maybe 12:30. I got home pretty early in the day. I came home, took like maybe like an hour and a half nap or so, and I woke up, and this is something I was saying I was going to do the whole trip. I said, when I go home, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go fucking watch Planet of the Apes by myself in the theater.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
And so I found this theater that had the Lazy Boy recliners, and
Mm.
I'm like, dude, I woke up from that nap, and in the most delusional state I've ever been in, I pulled out my phone and just bought a ticket to a showing like 20 minutes from now.
Dude,
and I
that's
just
kind of
got-
a vibe.
Dude,
You just wake up,
fucking
go see a
massive vibe.
movie.
Honestly,
That's a
only,
vibe
like,
and a half, bro.
solo movie experience is like, dude, it's not
Just
done
roll
enough.
up
And
how
I
you
didn't even
want,
realize.
wearing whatever. You
I
just,
actually
like,
didn't even realize this
chill.
was Tuesday, which is like apparently like low price day at the
Oh,
theater.
$5
movie day,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Best movie day,
So I
yeah.
bought this shit super low price, and so I went and I'm driving to the movie theater, and I didn't realize that I left my fucking tank on empty. So I had to make a quick stop at the gas station, and okay, there's a couple factors that play into this. So I'm like really tired. I'm ripping the Benjamin, and I have to stop to get gas, and this lady like yelled at me at the gas station because I was like waiting for my car to get pumped.
Bro, you're always catching strays like that. Like, can I
Dude,
just say
like
that?
for no reason.
Like,
And this
dude.
lady yells at me like, "You're not supposed to smoke at the gas station." And
Bro, go
Like,
drop her ass, bro.
dude, I was so
Yeah,
high, bro.
immediately.
I was so high, dude. I didn't realize till like way
React.
later, dude. Bro, I was ripping a pen, and like I literally like when she said that to me, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I like put my fucking pen away, and then I'm driving, and I'm like, "Wait a second, dude. I wasn't even smoking."
Like it was like a not an actual pen. Like
Oh,
No, it was a
man.
oh, you
vape,
mean like
dude.
it wasn't like yeah, it's a vape. It's a vape, so it's not like actual igniting. Like it's like not a.
I don't know why this
That's
lady
so
even
funny.
sit. I was sitting there just like, dude, she
She
caught
probably
me
didn't
off.
see.
Maybe not, dude, but
Or
she
maybe
caught
she was
me
just
in like
stupid.
a. But I fully was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, let me put this away. This
You
non-fire.
were tuned as fuck. You're like no one's
Yeah.
paying attention to me.
But then I
Then
keep
they
driving and I go to the movie. Dude, I fell asleep like 15 minutes into the movie. And I wake up at the last
course you
5
did.
minutes.
Dude, you missed the whole fucking movie.
No.
Yes.
Wait, did you wake up right when like the final credits of like a cliffhanger or something stupid was happening like that?
No, it was a little bit before that. So
Oh.
I kind of realized where things were. I don't want to give spoilers, but when
Or
the
did you re-see
singing,
it or
when the
something?
singing starts.
Ooh, I know exactly. I
That's-
know exactly. Nice. That's
So-
a crazy spot to wake up at.
Okay,
bro.
okay. So that's, and I have no fucking idea.
Clue, dude. What's
And
happening?
so I basically see the result and I'm like really into this shit. So like I've been looking into like the plot before going to see the movie, and so I kind of knew who some of the people were, but there's like characters that I'm seeing that didn't even see them like get introduced because I was passed out.
Bro, in
And
base
so-
Orlando, Hamsey was talking to the homies real quick, and he was like into explaining this Planet of the Apes shit. Like, I remember
it's my
looking over and
favorite
hearing him
universe.
explaining this. He was like,
It's like-
in it.
It's
You
like
knew
my
what was
favorite
going on.
universe. It was like a really special. I was just, dude, that's how you know I was like really fucking dead. And
Yeah.
so I basically missed the whole movie. And then I went outside and I fucking bought a ticket to the next showing, which was
Why
like
didn't you just
30 minutes
walk
later.
in?
It was like 30 minutes later. But because the thing is, I wanted to go, there was a Chipotle next door. So I
Oh.
was like, I'm going to go. I'd love to have a fucking nice fat burrito right now. And so I sat in this Chipotle, like, dude, my hair was crazy. You know, I was still wearing the same shirt that I wore out with you guys Monday night.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah?
kind of grimy aspect to deliver. Maybe I should have said that, but
Dude,
I'm
that's
still
amazing.
and I'm sitting there like all disheveled and like basically just woke up. And so I like ate this burrito real quick, like 15, 20 minutes, and then I went back in and then I watched the movie. And I just gotta say, religious experience for me. What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful
What a
day,
wonder-
bro.
What a
wonderful
wonderful
day.
day.
Dude,
Did
I
you
think
get
you're-
anything at the movie?
Did I what?
What were you saying, T-Papa? My bad. Go ahead, T-Papa.
Oh, did you getting a Chipotle burrito and going back in, bro? That's that you could accidentally trigger a Chipotle burrito nap again.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's a bold
I-
move.
No, I
couldn't-
mean, dude, I was passed out. I mean, I was definitely like rolling around in the chair a little bit, but like I was good. Like I was up.
okay.
Yeah. No, it was good. Fucking
see,
fantastic
like, the
experience.
post-
Great way to like treat like a post bender. And then, you know, technically I could have probably fallen asleep again because I came home after and I slept like 14 fucking hours. I felt like a little bit of a thing in my throat. So I was like, oh, what do we do now? Coding. And
True. And die. Coding and die, and it's always works.
yeah.
So good.
Then I woke up at
Um,
like 2 p.m. today.
Hamzy's story just now about the vape at the gas station just remind me about this one news thing that just happened. I'm gonna put it in the topics right now. Take a look at this tweet. I want to show you guys this. So there was a guy who went to go
Oh,
smoke
shit.
a cigarette inside his car as he went to go and exchange his propane tanks. And he had
Oh my
his-
god, and he had them open?
he had his propane tanks in the car and he goes to light a cigarette, dude, and take a look at his car. Okay? Here's the crazy
Bro.
thing is he walked out of that car alive. He
What?
doesn't die.
No.
Well, look, I mean,
Dude,
well, I
dude,
mean,
go
look
read
at
all
the
the
front
stuff,
seat.
dude.
Look at the front seat. Look at the front
Yeah,
seat.
What's he look like?
Oh man,
It's good.
his eardrum ruptured for sure though.
Survived with only minor injuries.
No shot, dude.
Well, like I said, it was like filled.
So
with
yeah,
in the
Tiz, we
back
gotta
of his
make sure we
car,
show this
so-
on stream. But like,
Yeah.
dude, take a look at that fucking car, dude. Dude, you know what that sounded like for blocks? Just like you thought
Gaza?
World War III was starting, dude. That's what I'm
Gaza?
saying. Like, it sounded like it sounded like fucking rockets. I'm sure.
Man.
So yeah, that's a craze. So that happened when we were in Orlando, and I saw that, and I was looking into it for a day or two. This was May 24th, so about 5 days ago. Crazy on that timing though. I'm glad you reminded me to show you guys this because I did want to talk about this on the pod, but insanity, dude.
Dude.
Can't be smoking cigarettes around your propane tank.
Why
This is
did-
why why that lady
Can't
yelled
do
at you,
anything
Hamzy,
fun-
bro.
Dude.
Because she saw this and she saw you smoking, bro, and she was like, oh shit.
Can't do anything fun anymore, dude.
Really, dude, really.
Dude, that's the guy that's gonna have 5 kids. That guy that survived that, he's gonna have raised.
Probably
5
already
kids.
has 5
Yeah.
kids, bro.
It's never like if that happened to a Nobel Prize winner, like scientist or philosopher, they'd be dead right now. But since it's this regular old Jim,
Bro, I feel like it's always the people that aren't gonna like that dude is gonna have no legacy. He's gonna have no kids. He's not even gonna get married. He's gonna die alone, and he lived. Like that's usually I feel like it's gonna happen, you know?
Jesus Christ.
that's a little
Cry
more.
like-
That's the darker
Cry
route
like
than
he's
mine.
cooked that.
Transition that. What do we got for the Twitter workshop, boys? We got anything cool to tweet? I got.
Oh yeah, I actually got some bangers. I'm ready. I'm
Bro,
ready.
I got-
might.
I got
hold on, I
something-
gotta go get my phone.
Okay,
I'll be
I got
back.
some-
I might have some.
I got something cool to tweet. T-Pop on the base account. You want to see this?
Oh yeah.
Oh hey, quick news, quick update. So
Wait,
no, I will
what
be on
the fuck? This is not real. This is
Bro, they
Whoa,
they
whoa,
sent
whoa.
me. Did you guys leave the plate out? They found the plate.
there was nothing left though.
They-
Wait, where? No, wait, what? Wait, where? Wait,
They
no.
found the plate, bro.
Wait.
What plate?
No, that's not. This is not real.
They found the plate, bro. They found the plate.
Bro.
No,
Stop,
that's
bro.
an
Okay,
edit,
you're actually
dude.
playing with
That's an edit.
You're actually
I don't want to
You're
know if
playing with
that's
us.
Photoshopped or
That's
not.
a joke.
Either way, that's banger.
I'll
bro.
give you.
Either way, that's
It's not photoshopped.
That's
It's
joke.
not photoshopped yet. I gotta go blow it
That's
out.
not that's not us.
That is
There's no
us.
way
That
that's
is
dude.
us. That I Google texted. You know the
What?
Yeah, the webpage.
There's no way they go, "Hey yo, this shit fire, Lamau." Like who the fuck?
But
There's no
that's
fucking
the
way.
tweet for today, though. That's gonna be on the base account tweet. I'm gonna say the Airbnb host found the plate, and that's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna censor it a
Wow.
little bit, but
Dude.
yeah, that's
Well, that's fire. All right.
So guys, by the way, I will be here for 2 more pods. It's not. I'm not.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. W
So
update.
I'll be here.
That gives us time to hire.
So
yeah, it does. All right, I got some tweets. I got a lot. I don't know if I want to use them all on this pod. Let me I'm gonna save one of
I
these.
Just like your
have,
favorite one or two.
All right, Your Honor, with
I think
all
I
due
have some.
respect, he said it was ass eating season.
I like that one. For you, I think that's a good one.
And then here's just found out WWE is scripted. The fucking liberals have ruined everything.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's the one. Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be a
like
good
that
one.
I like
That's
that.
it.
Okay, and
Good
then
one.
my third one, I wish I had the camera so I could show you guys the picture. So I want to quote tweet that one Jake C. whale picture
Save
where
it.
Jake C. and Whale are
Yeah.
leaning. I got 2 more saved, so don't worry. So this is so it's that picture with
At least
JC
save the
talking
picture
to
one so you can show it.
oh,
I get the meme template. Go ahead. I
yeah,
know what
it's
you're
the meme
talking about.
template, right? So
Yeah.
then I'm gonna quote tweet it and go, yeah. So the gauntlet has these tornadoes, but if you just tier 3 prep, they can't hurt you that bad.
That's good too.
That's a good one
That's,
for you.
That's a good
especially.
one to rely on if you know.
That's a midday one. Go with the WWE one. That's
All
gonna
right,
be.
I'm gonna do the WWE one right now.
So mine is actually, I actually didn't even think I had one, but I just looked at my drafts and I think I remember saying this in Orlando, and I think I just like threw it in my drafts. Born R, and I'm not talking about Ready.
like it, dude.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on. What did you say?
It says born R, and I'm not talking ready.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, I like that one. That's good. Mine is I need some workshop help. I
Okay.
need some workshop help, but I think it's got something there. So basically the gist of it is I see all these epilepsy warnings. Why didn't anyone give me a no dad warning?
Dude. All right, hold on.
Like, but I don't know how to say that better. You know what I mean? I feel
Are
like
you
it could be
referring to
said better.
like girls with no dad?
Without that? Yes, I am.
Why am I getting an epilepsy warning, but I don't get a no dad warning?
I think you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
go.
like so-
I think the angle there is daddy issues. You don't say no dad. You go daddy issues warning. Because no dad could
A
also
daddy
just be
issues
like,
warning.
Yeah, daddy issues warning could work, I feel like.
because daddy issues that specifically speaks to girl, right? In my head, like when I hear someone's
I
got
get an
daddy
epilepsy
issues.
issue warning, but not a daddy issue warning.
It's daddy issue warning. Sounds weird though.
It does.
You know what I mean? It does. That's
Uh,
and it's like There's no
She
I can't even say the word
she
now.
warned me that
Epilepsy
she
issues.
hold on. She warned me that she had epilepsy, but
Oh,
you know what I mean. She
She-
warned me that.
she warned me about her epilepsy, but no. Oh man.
She warned me about her
Yeah, there's
epilepsy,
something-
and now I'm a
Oh,
sexapro.
just found out she had epilepsy. Wait. Oh my god. Hold on, I had it for a second. Just found out she had epilepsy. Hopefully, she has daddy issues too.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at what
Oh,
Hamzy said
I don't
because it was so stupid.
I don't even know.
It was so stupid. It was so fucking. I just remembered that the tweet about Lexapro and Sexapro or whatever. And he just go,
Dude, my draft
when he said
right
that, I
now.
was
Like when I pull them up my draft, it's like 4 or 5 that like are pertaining to like the ones I just read, and then there's like literally 15 different versions of the stupid fucking Lexapro tweet, dude.
Dude, we were hammering
Dude,
that down
that's
for a
why
while.
That made me.
Oh.
That's why that made me laugh so hard.
Oh my
He goes,
God.
That's what that just reminded me of.
No epilepsy warning, but now I'm a Sexapro. Oh my god, dude, that's so funny.
That's good.
I almost want to tweet that, even though no one would fucking understand, bro.
But we would, you know.
All right, do we
I
have our
know.
tweets?
Yeah, we ready?
I gotta
I'm
figure
sending.
out how to word it, but yeah, you guys can send. I'll send after.
I'm telling you, a start that's like just found out she has epilepsy. Hopefully, she has daddy issues too. Turns out she has epilepsy. Hopefully, her dad left when she was a child as well.
Hopefully. And hopefully you all are still listening to this episode. If you are, seriously, thank you so much. We normally go with like a hard cut, but I feel like it's very appropriate right now to thank you so much. You know, you can clearly see the team is wounded. We're fighting through, and we're doing this really to deliver you the best product that we can. So
Absolutely.
fucking love you guys so much. Like none of the last 2 episodes would have been possible without you. There's more to come, and say epilepsy
And I'm
fast
not gone yet, bitches.
10 times.
Epilepsy.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.